Kabong! Bang! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unboxing time is here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it, and I'm in the corner. Put baby in the corner when he's an old man. I just moved stuff around, added bookcases, and now I actually have a corner to stand in. I thought I'd try that out. Try it out. Got very used to standing in the corner as a kid. As an adult, I figured it'd be something to revisit, like a midlife crisis on the last half of life. But I got a package in the mailbox from the friendly neighborhood mail lady. She hooked a brother up, and so did a company called Grim Oak Press. Ever hear of them? And it's heavy. I got a book in a box But there's a series called The Dresden Files. And there's a book 3 in this Harry Dresden series called Grave Peril, which I read probably mid last year, I think. And so this is the Subterranean Press limited edition signed version. It was limited to 500 copies. This one is signed and numbered 171. But now Grim Oak Press is also publishing this series. They started at the beginning, like you would think. So they started with the very first book in the series, as I'm putting stuff away while I'm talking, Stormfront, and then they did Full Moon. Full Moon was which was pretty cool. It was werewolves. And now Grave Peril is ghosts, and Harry Dresden may or may not have to become one. But Harry Dresden is a Chicago man. He is, he would be like a modern wizard detective, and I love detective stuff. I love detective novels, movies, short stories. There's a guy named Ian Rogers who's writing some modern fantasy, Toronto-based detective stuff, which is really good, with Sycamore. Strongly recommend it. The Black Land series, and Supernatural Tales, which Sycamore is available from CD. Supernatural was available before that, and it should be available from CD soon. Check it out. However, Harry Dresden Files is also a modern fantasy detective series, and I dig that kind of stuff. I dig detective stuff. Big Robert B. Parker Spencer fan, among others. Anyway, so I was glad to be able to jump onto the Grim Oak set with the first one and then continue on. I don't know how long I'll go. This series is long, and I've heard Jim Butcher say he wants to go to 25, and there's no way I'm gonna have 25 books. Anyway, I'll go for a while. I don't know how long I'll go, but I'm still on it. And one of the cool things about their version of this set is you have the optional slipcases. So book and slipcase and freight and all, I think, was $241. Don't tell my wife. $241, and that's between you and I. We don't want to let that out, you know. Some people think I'm crazy when I spend that kind of money on a book. The blade, I don't know. Nobody asked me about the blade. But this knife I bought in Alaska years and years ago. It's made from a saw blade, and it's very sharp, and steel is very hard. And then some sort of a stag horn handle. Thought it was cool. I dug it, man. I got it at a roadside store one day, and thought it was neat. The lady said, we make all of our knives out of saw blades because regular old fancy blades don't hold up, is what she said. But anyway, here it is, and I opted, obviously, because you can see it, for the slipcase. Grim Oak packages their stuff up in a nice, firm, stout, strong box and wraps it with this heavy, thick bubble wrap. Let me take it out. There's a little bit of tape, so I'll take it out. A lot of people take it in and out. It gets a lot of people in trouble these days, so I got to be careful with that. But I'm going to take it out, show you what I got here. Dumble and combros and all. And let's see what we got. So the first things first, it comes in a fabulous slipcase, and I'm a big fan of slipcases. I love it, and when a book comes with it, it is so nice. It really ties the experience together, and they make good quality slipcases. And as you can see, the back of it, has the title, the author, and the publisher. For those of you who like to put your stuff on the shelf the wrong way, it will look good on the shelf. You'll be able to identify. But if you put it on the shelf the right way, that's what you're going to see there. It looks good. And let's take it out. You can see the thick, heavy, stout slipcase, and then the artwork, the shiny, glossy dust jacket, and the artwork. It looks so good. It looks so cool. And there's the back. The art wraps all the way around. Let me take it off and show you what it looks like unwrapped like that. And then we'll move along. Dust jacket artwork by Chris McGrath. Design and composition by Review Creative. If graphic design is your thing, like Brian Lee Durfee says, there we go. You can see it all stretched out and looking too sweet. Now let's look. You can see wow, it feels and looks just like leather on the cover. And if you can see that texture there, and that hot foil stamping, embossed, feel it, it's embossed on the cover and on the spine. Just good stuff, quality stuff. Built-in ribbon page marker. Look at the binding, that Smith sewn binding, and man, that binding is sweet. I don't know how well you can see it. Let's show it like that. Just look at that binding. So nice. So nice. I got you. There are end papers, colored, and the signature page on the front. Mine is number 498. Matches my other 2 books in the series. And actually my Subterranean Press Stormfront and Grim Oak are both 498. I don't have matching numbers on Sub Press. I came along way too late. But signed by the author, signed by the artiste, limited to 500 signed copies. This is number 498. And I'll just show you some of what there is to see. The paper feels good. It feels like good quality paper. It feels heavy. The book itself feels heavy, thick, heavy construction. You can see the creamy page color there. There's our text size, and get a good look at it. And I'd like to find some of the illustrations in here. I'll see if I can find them all. We'll just see what we'll see. These don't seem to be too difficult, but it is fabulous artwork. Glossy, full color, full page. It looks so good. It looks so nice. Now, as far as Harry Dresden goes, I kind of told you what the series is. He's a wizard, he's a private detective, and he's buddies with a cop, a lady cop. On again, off again. Sometimes she's pissed at him. She's got a lot of attitude, which makes her a really cool character. And he's got on again, off again, love interests and stuff such as that. But Harry, he's a wizard, he's a detective, and he seems to be often called in to save the world. And there are rules. There's rules for wizardry. And Harry Dresden also tends to find ways to bend the rules, if not out and out break the rules. And so he also gets in trouble with the law. Not the police law, which he often gets in trouble with them too, but the other law, the real law, the ones who control it all. But I strongly recommend this series. Start at the beginning, start at Stormfront, and work your way through. As with most series, getting that backstory is very important. It helps with the reading experience. And I think there's one more. Uno más, one more illustration here. They look so good in there. Man, I cannot tell you how good this book feels in hand. It feels sturdy and stout and heavy, built to last, built with quality in mind. And the price is right. I mean, the price is it's a little bit loud on the price. I told you this whole shebang was $241. And you might say, correctly so, that there are other publishers out there that make books with illustrations, with slipcases, with Smith sewn bindings and all that kind of stuff for less. Levidian, you might get a similar book for $150, but it's hard to quantify. But I will tell you this, when I hold this book in hand, and I love Levidian, I love a lot of publishers out there, so in no way do I wish to insult them in any way and say one's better than the other. But when I hold this book in hand, it's heavy. The materials are stout. and it looks great. So it is not a waste of money. It's not too expensive, I don't think. Depending on how much money you got to spend, it may be too expensive for you to buy. But I don't think it's too expensive for what it is. And if it were, I would tell you, because I have. Sometimes I feel like I've gone a little too far criticizing what I get for the money that I spend with some publishers on some of their publications. And I'm not doing that here for a reason. Because I knew what I was getting and I wanted it still. $241 with shipping and all, with the slipcase and the artwork, the quality construction, that heavy duty book build. I don't think they're ripping me off in any way. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So take that for what it's worth. What it means, I don't know. It won't even get you a cup of coffee today, which cups of coffee today are not easy to come by in terms of dollars and cents, really. Coffee's going up so much. So find cheap ways to drink coffee, cheap ways to drink good coffee. Take a look at Grim Oak Press. And even if you don't want to spend a pile of money on books, I do recommend you check out the Harry Dresden series by Jim Butcher. Start at the beginning with Stormfront. I dig it. I recommend it. And with that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Do.